Tiffy getting ready for school?
No, no school today. No work today, thank God.
Nice. Good shit.
Yes, I'm free. I don't know how I managed to pull that one off, but it feels good.
Right. I bet it always does, doesn't it?
Yeah, seriously.
How's she doing?
She's well. She's well. She's right next to me. She's still sleeping.
That's awesome. This is all going to be such a sick story for you when everything starts really clicking and churning in the markets. You're just going to feel more and more confident, but it's just going to be a great story for your daughter and stuff, like, you know, how you guys in the beginning, where you were just getting her ready for school. You're just trying to learn how to trading live with us every morning. It's just going to be a sick story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's gonna be crazy. I
Oh,
I can't wait until I have some kind of a fulfillment through trading. As of right now, I'm going through the process and it's slightly bumpy, but I'm getting there. You know what I mean? But when I actually arrive, it's going to be like an aha moment for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a lot more comforting. You're going to just feel this sense of like relief almost. But at the same time, I don't know. I wrote it in the general chat after Gary brought up that subject yesterday. I thought it was a great like provoking conversation. But every single person I've listened to that is either making multi-million dollars a year or a month, like these are people that are doing very well in business. They all say that they wish they could come back to the struggle. They wish they could come back to the beginning and have that challenge again and get back to that, because that's true fulfillment when you're constantly being challenged, overcoming that challenge, being happy about it, and then going back and getting a new challenge, right? And or failing again and trying to learn from that failure again to get into once you get to a point where you feel like you know everything and you're good, there's not as much fulfillment. So they always said they wish they could come back to this. That's why I always embrace the work. I always embrace like where we're at right now as a group. Every single part of my journey, I've always embraced it. So that's just my best advice for you, is just like embrace the challenge right now, embrace this whole part, because the whole destination is the work. Like everyone thinks like, I can't wait till I can get to this point, can't wait. We all say that, and it's very true, because obviously we can't wait for that. But at the same time, embrace where you're at right now, and you're gonna be doing pretty well.
So
Mindset
true.
wise.
Thank you.
So how was your week?
It was good. It was good. And unfortunately, with work, I had a lot of commitments regarding time and the end of quarter, so I couldn't make yesterday's session. However, I did catch it. I caught it on YouTube, and it was a
Awesome.
really good session. Yeah,
You have a Sharma?
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
was a good session. I'm looking
It was
forward
a
to
really
doing
good
it next year. Feels
you
weird to
know.
say that.
In a couple more days, you know.
Yeah, right. Nuts. You got any plans for Christmas?
Same old, same old. Spending it with my
Love
family. You know,
it.
I'm trying to stay low key. I don't want anyone coming over to my house, me going over theirs,
Yeah.
due to this whole Omicron thing. And on the news yesterday, the biggest city near me, they were saying that the increases of Omicron is just going rampant out there. So I really don't want to go out and have someone come to my house, you know, and
Yeah.
risk my daughter's health, my health. So I'm like, I don't know.
100%. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, this thing is I just want it to be over. So over it.
Soon it will be. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully this is the last of it. So we'll see.
I think this is the last like push.
Mm-hmm.
And this is kind of where everyone gets herd immunity,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Did you get vaccinated?
Did I
I
get
mean,
no,
did you
I
get
haven't.
okay.
Yeah, I haven't yet.
And stuff?
I already had it. I had it what was it? Back in September.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it. I have the antibodies. I get checked like all the time because of like driving. That's why I just want all this to be over. Like all my clients, I just want to make sure that they're all good. Um, but when it comes to the vaccine, it's just there's unfortunately too many questions. Like I always say this, and when people question or wonder if I got it, and then they're wondering like, oh, why didn't he get it?
Mm-hmm.
I always explain to them like, everything in life is a sale. So everything in life, you're either selling an idea, you're trying to convey something to your family, you're trying to sell an idea so that they understand where you're coming from. You're selling yourself on an interview, you're selling professionally, right? Everything's a sale. And you're either selling or being sold to an idea, whatever that the case is. So when it comes to something like this, nobody sold it to me yet, right? The people that are trying to sell it to me right now were telling me not to get it 10 months ago, right? And when they come out and the FDA says we're not going to release data until 2074 on the research to get to this, I'm not going to take it till 2074. It's again, it's if this was something that I felt like I was protecting either my family or for other people from getting it, then that would definitely sell me a little bit more. But everyone that's vaccinated is spreading it to each other. It's this is an airborne virus. You can't create a vaccine that's going to keep people from getting it. You can only create a vaccine that's going to keep people from having any kind of serious illness. So like if you're double or triple vaxxed, you're good around me, especially if I'm checking myself all the time. I think testing all the time is better than having the vaccine at this point. Knowing that I'm negative all the time, it's like, all right, there's nothing to be fearful of.
Yeah.
I just feel like this fear tactic is getting people so riled up, and it's such a valuable tactic to anybody in politics or anything, and to the media. The more people are fearful, the more they're going to make money.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's a fear
it's big
campaign.
pharma business. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Okay, so a very good year for Pfizer or any kind of pharmaceutical company is right around $1 billion. Like an insanely good year. Everything's cranking, right? Pfizer turned in 33 billion this year. So like, don't you think there's an incentive here for them to keep churning these things out?
Absolutely.
It's just crazy. What's up, Kat?
Hey, good morning. How are you guys?
Girls in here today. Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. If I'm a little quieter, I whisper, it's because I'm in a little vacation with my in-laws and the family. So
nice. Nice. How was that?
It's good. It's good. We're in Tampa right now in like a little kind of beach house sort of thing. It's really nice.
Good stuff. It's pretty cool that you're on vacation but still able to hop on this, and you're out working the guys in here. So I love that.
You know it.
Hell yeah, you gotta. So unfortunately, it seems like every single London session we missed the move. So yeah, it's all good though. But again, I went into this week. I've been saying it all week. I went into this week and really last week and honestly the whole month of December kind of just chilling and not getting any FOMO. Just kind of watching the moves, watching how things are happening. I'm so content with everything right now that I'm cool watching this. So that's just a great place to be in. Hopefully you guys are in that same spot. If not, it's gonna come where like you don't have to catch every single move. You don't have to feel that FOMO in the markets either. So, but anyway, it looks like GJ is pricing in the rate hike now, right? It seems like everyone's starting to understand what Omicron is. Obviously, it's spreading a lot, but it seems like they're starting to price in this right from this 149 area. Technicals and fundamentals coming together, increasing interest rates. We're bouncing off 149 over here, and we're just heading right back up. So right now, we're in a little bit of a channel on our way up. right over here, just making nice higher lows, higher highs. Perfect. I thought we were going to get a reaction last night. 152,600, significant level that we finally reached back when they increased interest rates, right? We tapped off of that and rejected this bearish trend line right over here and came right back below to retest 149,600 one more time. So now we ended up reaching 600 basically at the end of the week. Like yesterday was like a Thursday, today's like a Friday, where like the week is over. We made this whole like this huge weekly push up to 152,600. We don't have any more economic data coming out on the calendar, so maybe we're going to react to this level kind of like how we did over here, and maybe kind of range in here for the rest of the week or for tomorrow. And I thought maybe we could break below some of these levels over here. I'll point it out in a second. But we ended up holding support right here around 152,200 and just riding right back up yesterday with or this morning with London volume. So right now what I have marked off on my chart over here is, let's see, you have this level over here to the left, this closest resistance over here. So that's kind of how I marked that off. You know, you could always mark off up here as the resistance, but there's so many checkpoints on our way up here, all these lower highs that we were creating over here, that the first one is right over here for us to reach. Plus we got a previous support and a previous resistance with these wicks as well. So could we be heading up towards that? I am thinking, looking at these, like this support right here, if you guys could see this clearly, previous resistance, current support as well. You got this resistance right over here and price coming right back into that area. So we'll see if we get a little reaction to that right now. Looking at the 1 hour, again, we've just been making these higher lows and higher highs, you know, pushing up. We create a high, we consolidate a little bit, and then we just push right back up from there. Push right up to 152,600, consolidate a little bit, and then we get a nice close during London over here, pre-London, right above that level. You just take this thing right back up with a clean move to the left right here, all the way at least into this area, and then hopefully 153,750 we can finally reach today. So it looks like we're still holding support over here on the 1 hour. There we go. So we may be able to get a move today. Just want to be selective because we're kind of buying the highs up here. All right, so what I'm going to wait for is for probably this 15-minute close, because you do have a hard resistance right here where you got a hard bearish candle. I want to watch this candle close bullish, the next candle pass the high of it, and we could possibly continue right back up. Yeah, this is a nice reaction, because what we were looking at before this current 15-minute candle, this candle pushed all the way down and we ended up closing at this support. So we didn't close below, like we're going to get like a retest and continue right back down, or maybe get like a fake out here and then close back into the range and continue up. Right now we're holding support on the 15-minute. You got this 10 EMA. Price has just been riding this thing up the whole time. You know, once you're above it and you're above both of these, you're just going to rise. And that's what you had last night around 1 o'clock. Just want to see something. Okay, I just want to let you know I didn't forget about you. I got to what's it called? I have to go over all the trades from yesterday.
Oh, no worries. Take your time.
And we can actually go over them on the live today as well.
Sure. Quick question. When you notice that the moves for GJ happen in London, which happens obviously, and I mean, that does, of course, it doesn't mean that there's no moves that are going to happen in pre-New York or New York.
Mm-hmm.
But on those days, do you always prioritize analyzing GJ first, or are there certain moments that you're like, you know what, let me start with gold or is it like in your rules to just start with GJ?
DJ is just that main pair, that main, like, that's the one I know best. That's the one I've been trading the longest. And then gold is that secondary pair for me.
Mhm.
Like, you always want that main pair. Looks like we're
moving.
moving right here. So we got about this much to 10 pips right over here. So can we get this close above? And we know we're going to be heading right back up. See, we could have possibly taken this as we pass the high of the 30-minute, taking the impulse before 7 o'clock to get that volume coming in. But this candle passed the low of that 15-minute right over there, or that 30-minute. And we're holding support here, but we never closed because we could always come up and reject that area. But I was trying to think of like maybe an impulse, but this candle never created the bottom wick. Right, we ended up just holding support right there at 300 and just pushing up. So we just need a nice solid close and a nice formation. So yeah, we're gonna go over your trades as well today. Let's go back to gold. How's your week been so far, Kat?
It's been good. What is today?
What's that?
Okay. Yeah, no, yesterday I had issues with Trello, so I kind of gave up because I had to like pack and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I got a little frustrated. I was like, I'm not in the mindset right now.
It's
So then I just like put it away.
It's gonna become a routine for you. It's gonna be much easier. Obviously, it's frustrating in the beginning. It's new technology. I get it. So just gotta be patient with it, and you'll end up picking it up.
Yeah, I think my internet was being weird maybe because it didn't make sense because now it shows the images and before they were like not showing. I'm like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just wanted to make sure with you that that wasn't like a common thing because sometimes I just have bad luck with certain stuff and I'm like, ugh.
No, that always happens where something isn't working for you, and then all of a sudden you go to show someone that could fix it, and it starts working. So
Yeah,
it is all good.
yeah.
So gold ended up finally breaking above 1800 over here and securely closing above, it looks like. But we're now reacting to this previous liquidity grab where price pushed all the way up into this area. People took profit. We tapped into 1810 and then we rejected the whole area closing below 1800 over here. But now we ended up holding support and pushing all the way back up here. And it looked like we were holding support right here, this previous support with this candle. This candle passed the low of it. So now we got to look at what's going on the 1 hour. The 1 hour so far is holding a support. Look like we broke below support over here. This was our next zone that we could possibly come down into. This probably isn't a trade zone. Actually, maybe on the lower time frames, but this candle again ended up closing with no bottom wick. This candle passed the low right away, right? And then we get the hard rejection. Happens almost every time. So we have a resistance right here. And we got a nice move right up into 1812 over here. 1810 is a significant level as well. That's somewhere I would take profit. But let's get a close above because we got so many 1 hour candles rejecting this area. Got the fake out over here. Price just making higher lows. Just get in tune with the markets. All pre-markets are kind of up right now. Let me just check this. Yeah. Yeah, S&P is recovering a little bit. Let's just do this. Wow. Yeah, S&P's been on a tear over here. Not S&P, but the Dow. Dow's just been on a tear, holding support at 34,800 and just kind of pushing up over here, making higher highs and higher lows. Gold is on its way up too. Gold's a commodity, but obviously you got some of these countries that are heavy with metals, heavy with precious metals, like Australia, China. Maybe they're recovering a little bit from this Omicron variant as well. So that could be the reason why we're pushing up. I mean, the markets just don't make any sense sometimes. It's like why is gold going up, right? We're going to be tapering soon. Is it still the fear of Omicron? Is it still the fear of inflation? Stuff like that. That's really why gold has been, ranging for quite some time over here below 1830. We've just been ranging in here because we're either going to increase interest rates. We're doing much better when it comes to COVID, right? Yada, yada, yada. And then all of a sudden we get hit by Omicron. But all of a sudden also you got the Fed needing to taper, needing to increase rates, stuff like that. So the fundamentals on gold are all over the place. That's why we're just kind of rangy. But right now we are just sitting in this range. We need to break out of it. We need to break to the higher points. So what do we want to see on each time frame? We're looking at the 4-hour. We want to see the 4-hour flip bullish, passing the high of those candles. We want to see the 1-hour close bullish over here, and maybe you get a bottom wick and like a pass to the high over there. That would be high risk, high reward. Maybe just wait for price to close above this resistance over here before you take anything. But I do like a little fake out over here. If we, this is a strong 30-minute close, so that's good. If we get like a bottom wick and the next candle starting to push up, this could be a possible buy to take price up. Again, you just want to I would probably wait for price to close above this area, and that way we're secure to come up. But you maybe have to grab something. I'm just trying to visualize what we could get. We could get like a retest right here and like a support formed and take price up. High risk, high reward. Put your stop loss somewhere down here below the range, and you may be able to take this thing right back up. Right? We could break through this area with like 7 o'clock volume. Now the GJ closed. It closed with no top wick, so this is perfect. So we want a nice retest right over here of this area. That way we know we could come right back up. So we're creating a high. This candle passed the high of that candle right away. We could be coming up, and if we took this, that was perfectly 10 pips. So we would have secured already. But let's see if we could get this move where we come down and hold that support, the better setup for us since we're not in this range, and we could take this out. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Awesome. So while we do that, let's add an alert. All right, cool. This is what we want. We're just passing the high of that candle. We know we're going to get a rejection, and we come right back down to this area that we can take a buy. Gold, retracing a little bit right now. We've seen this set up many times to get that fake out. We might be able to continue right back up, but this would be risky because we could always be making a lower high over here to continue right back down. Like we could be exhausting over here to continue down. Don't call tops, right? Don't think all of a sudden we're going to be switching right now. But right now, what I'm saying is you could be getting something like that. We could be rejecting this area. That's why you want to be careful taking something like this, especially on a day like today. Today, you also have PCE, so you got to wait for PCE to be coming out. That's why we're trading today. That's what the big banks and everyone is waiting for anyway. They want to see that data. Like, honestly, could we be just grabbing liquidity right now, pushing all the way up here, grabbing liquidity, and then all of a sudden you get those PCE numbers coming in, and we just tank off the basis that Powell is going to be increasing rates or tapering sooner?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. Could see something like that. So let's put this right here, put GJ right here, and then we'll go over to this. So Kat, this was a trade that you, okay, so you didn't trade. This is what you could have taken.
Right. So it starts from all the way at the bottom where I start analyzing GJ and gold for the morning. And I kind of start with like my outlook sort of.
Right here?
And yeah, I think there's more attachments. I think there's like 10.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. I love this. A lot of detail. This is awesome. All right. So 30-minute closed above the resistance right over here. Okay, cool. We're rejecting 770 up here or 700. Wait for the retest and rejection. So you're waiting for the retest of this area to hold support and continue up. Got it.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But again, you do have that hard resistance over here.
Right. Yeah. I was kind of iffy about that one. I'm like, maybe wait for it to go above, or maybe take a quick scalp, which I think I ended up taking the quick scalp. I can't remember.
That made sense. So right over here, you have a clean close above. Clean close above. That candle has no top wick. This candle passed the high of it and created that top wick right over there where we rejected this area right here to possibly retest and continue right back up. Now, this is our next target right over here. So I guess we never ended up getting that. We ended up getting a fake out, right?
I believe so. I think at that point I ended up being more focused on GJ. Okay. And then I kind of just like, I prioritize GJ, I guess.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I always feel like people should be focusing more on fiat currencies as their main pair instead of a metal. Like gold's hard to trade sometimes. You know, so you just want to be sure you're trading the right thing. So okay, so this is the 30-minute. This is the 4-hour. Okay, so this is that level right over here, right? You got the clean 4-hour candle coming all the way up to 140 151 400. Okay, and we're just pushing up from 149 600 down here. And when was this?
That was not yesterday, the day before.
Okay.
So Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay, so you took it as soon as we passed the high of this candle right here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we ended up pushing up to this level 15900. Then we can close above. Okay, cool. So this candle passed the high right away. So that immediately, like you're looking for the impulse entry. You close half at 16 pips, stop loss at break even. Perfect. One thing that you just want to do when you're at a main resistance like this and you take a breakout entry like this, there's a high, very, very high chance that price, more than likely, more than what it would be doing. Why is this so slow? More than what it would be doing if it were to just like completely skyrocket from here. There's a lot higher of a chance that price is going to come up and create a high and then come down and retest. So if I were to take the same trade, which I probably would, I would just be worried about not having a bottom wick right over here. But if I have some volume around 9 o'clock, then I'm going to take this, right? Now, when we get up here and we make this push, and especially this candle past the high of it, right where you secured is probably where I would have, but I would have closed like 90%, 80 or 90% instead of half.
Yeah, I think I kind of like was hoping that was the retest, but then I realized I would need that proper retest at like 30 minutes because it was a bit overextended. And I was like, am I taking it too early? But I'm like having it in my rules to stop trading at 9:30 right now. So I was like, let me see what I can catch for now, but I'll keep observing the markets.
Well, the thing is, like this was a previous resistance over here, and you ended up breaking that resistance. And this is honestly, since this liquidity grab right here, this has been the beginning of this move coming all the way up here, right? Also, not to mention this whole move right here, you also have this candle, strong bullish candle closing at that resistance, and then this candle right over here. So between this move, this whole move right there, this move, and then this move, it's like, all right, when are we coming down to retest? Especially being that this was a major resistance right here, that 700 level. Like, when are we going to come down to retest this level? We're going to push up 10, 15 pips up here, grab liquidity, and then we're going to come right back down and then head right back up. So at that point, like I said, if I'm going to take this breakout entry, this isn't going to be something that like if we leave a runner, we'll leave a runner. We'll move our stops to break even and let this thing run. But we know that price is going to come down, and we could possibly grab a better, an earlier entry where if you wanted to close the full thing up here, you could. And then if you get the perfect setup right here at the support, you take this thing right back up because you're going to get stopped at break even.
Yeah. Sure.
But this is just write a note for yourself. Like I'll write it for you as well on here, so you just remember. But just secure a little bit more up here if you're going to take a trade like this. But it was a great trade.
I think I got a little lucky. I'm not going to lie. I felt like it was a really good move for GJ.
I think it was a great secure. I think that's this is something where, again, you pass the high of that candle right away. We could just reject right here and then come right back down and fake out and continue right back down. We had a lot of momentum from GJ, so that's probably not going to happen. You're above both your EMA, all three of your EMAs over here. So you're just pushing up. But I would have rather seen a bottom wick on this candle and then the pass of that high to continue up, not the pass of the high right away, because we get that pass of the high and then we just reject.
Right.
But this one had a top wick, so it was a nice top wick to fill, and that's why we continued up. But I love what you secured. I think that was perfect. I would have secured a lot more. You only got half of this trade. You could have gotten like 80 or 90.
Yeah.
For
sure.
Let's see where gold is. Okay. Now we had a couple other screenshots, didn't
we? Yes. So let's do attempt 1.
So you took this. What is this? 5 minute perhaps could have entered. Okay, I like that. You're holding this support.
Yeah, I think that was actually similar to a trade that was taken on Monday. So I was just kind of considering that as well, like getting in early on the pullback potentially. So I was kind of taking note of that.
This is perfect because this is what I say all the time. Like if there's nothing that you see more on the 15-minute drop down to the lower time frames, don't do anything on it yet. Just make sure you're back testing it first, journaling it, these time frames first to see what you could be doing differently with them. And as you build confidence, do this over the winter break. And then as you feel confidence go into the year, you could start implementing this a little bit by February or March, taking some of these. And you'll feel very confident doing it.
Yeah, and it could have been a good move too.
What was that?
It could have been a good move. Like it would have given like twice.
Yeah, no, that's why you journal. Like, could you imagine being able to catch these things if you're not like journaling and studying all these moves?
Right.
Like, I just couldn't imagine playing a professional sport, not watching film on my opponent or, myself, what I've done in the past. Like, that's how you get better. The only thing I would do differently, though, if you could, is just, this P&L tool. Profit and loss tool. Like this is the profit. This is the drawdown.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could just put this edge right here, the beginning of it, right on the candle or right where you entered.
Okay.
You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I mean, you did do that because you took this based on the higher time frames, right?
Right.
You put it right here.
But adjusting it on the lower time frame, maybe.
Actually, typically you would have put it right on this candle as it passed the high.
True.
Not that it's that big of a deal. It's just going to help you, and then as you go down to the lower time frames to evaluate, you go look at like, all right, where would this entry have been on the 15-minute? It probably would have been either on this candle or this candle right here as it passed that wick. So you just put it on that candle.
Right. Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So just trying to look over this. Yeah, so over here, that 5-minute entry, you got that close above that resistance right over there. So we could at least come up to this area over here or possibly the resistance with this move right here. And that would have been about 7 pips right here alone. And then you get the momentum coming up. We're holding support over here. We're still above all the EMAs, just carrying momentum all the way up with this bullish trend over here. So, but again, the only thing I would have done differently over here is probably close more. But other than that, that was great. I love the detail on here. It's awesome. And then what was this? We ended up getting faked out. Is that what that is?
Yeah. And the one before was the move that I was actually waiting for.
Oh, this is gold.
Yeah, that's gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this 30-minute ended up retesting over here. You got the fake out price, dropped in here. Pay attention to this wick. Just take note right down in your AAR, something like that, of this wick right over here. A lot of times that thing gets filled. You end up retesting the area, the previous resistance over here. You end up retesting that and then just dropping.
Right.
And you'll see that retest on the lower time frames. So right over here, I like this entry. We create the top wick, you wait for the 30-minute to close, you get the clean move to the left, and this thing just drops right back down to support after the fake out.
And it respected the trend line too. That one would have been nice too.
Yeah, right over here.
And at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not extended all the way down. The other trend line.
Oh, this one. Yeah, there you go.
But,
Tapping into that perfectly. Let's see. So with this, you just want to get a screenshot of the 15-minute and the 5-minute to see what you could have done over here and maybe over here. Makes sense?
Yeah.
So, but again, great journaling. And if you want to add in the description, like what you would have done differently, stuff like that, like that's what that's for. I just kind of talk myself through the trade in the description.
Yeah, I definitely got to practice that part.
Yeah. All right. Gold is tanking down over here. 716. GJ keeps rising without us. See, I'm looking over here at the 1-minute. This is obviously a little risky. But we're respecting these lower highs over here, but we're holding support. We end up getting this strong bullish candle right over here. This candle retests this previous resistance right here. This candle passes the high. Thinking that we could get a possible buy coming in here. That's maybe how you could have grabbed it on the 1-minute, both above EMAs now too. Just trying to look at how we could have grabbed this over here, sitting in this range, but this is good. This is what we want. Get this little rejection, come right back down to the support if we can, and we'll grab our trade. The higher it goes without tapping 700 without us, the better, because now we're creating a nice range that we can now take this up with New York volume. Carlos.
Hey, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. How y'all doing?
Good, man. Good. So, a little like schedule for the break and everything. So obviously this is our last day. And then moving into next week, what we're gonna be doing is we're basically gonna be waking up the same way we always do. And we're gonna be back testing during those days. Some days we'll be off, some days we'll be able to rest in and chill out, and all these are gonna be recorded as well. But this will be our opportunity to just hop in multiple sessions a day on the simulator together and just trade together, analyzing together, understanding together, and just moving through every single day like that. So for 2 weeks, we'll be doing that, and we're going to be ultra confident moving into January, knowing that we've been putting the work in all break, and we're going to be confident. It's exactly where you want to be. You don't want to go into next year being unsure of yourself, or not knowing what you could be doing, or feeling like you could have worked harder or anything like that. We're not going to be in that position. We're going to be in the position where we're prepared and ready to really grow our accounts next year and take that next step. Now, a couple of things I wanted to go over. Give me 1 second. Actually, also let me reply to Gary real quick. Kat, have you been able to keep up with that journal? I know you were buying the journals and everything, and
like sorry, what do you mean?
like the nightly journals. I think I went over that with you, didn't I? Maybe not. Like this right here. Were you like planning your night out? Or plan your day the next day?
Out.
What's up?
Oh, okay. I think on our first call we talked about that.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
we haven't talked about it since. So it's all good.
Yeah, and I think I had mentioned that like I typically do something similar on my calendar. I guess I have to find a middle ground to adapt it.
I mean, you don't have to do exactly what I do. I'm just, this is a guide for everybody, and everyone can basically do the same thing or like tailor it a little bit to them, kind of like what you do. But as long as you're doing something consistently every single night, getting yourself ready, because the day is won in the night. So the day is won the night before with what you do and what your actions are. So the more you could stay on track with what you're doing at night and being able to do this every single day, even when you don't feel like it, or even like when you're like, I don't need to do it today. I'll just do it tomorrow. Like just doing it anyway. In that point, that's going to build confidence. Because I know you were saying yesterday in the general chat, you just want to build confidence over the next year. And that's part of your goal for next year. Part of doing that is just listening to yourself and doing what you say you're going to do.
Right. So you plan your next day the night before? Sorry, I can't remember too well exactly.
Yeah. I believe there's a video in the course about it too. I put it in there so people can read it. But what I do is I put like the date at the top, And then I put like a little quote there, kind of corny, but whatever. It's just like a quote of the day, kind of like what's on my mind. I just jotted down one little sentence.
Right.
And then all my macro goals, my goals for the next year, for the next couple of weeks, for the next couple of years as well. Just everything at the top of my mind that I want to write down every single day to accomplish. I'm writing down there. Below that is going to be a to-do list. All the things I got to get done today. But these are more like things like email this person, give this person a call, go to the store to get this, stuff like that you need to get done every single day and check that off. The daily musts are something different. That's in the course, and that's something that you got to follow every single day. In the back, you're going to have your schedule for the day. You're going to time out your hours as far as like what you're doing in each like quarter of the day or each hour of the day. That's going to be on there. And then you're going to have your morning AAR below that, which is like, all right, this is what I thought about this session. This is what I could have done differently. I wish I woke up earlier. I wish I got this done before, stuff like that. Or I'm happy I did this. I'm happy I was able to do all this morning. And then your end of day AAR, basically like your report of like how your day was.
Right.
It's exactly what we want right here. So yeah, just doing something like that. It's not so much about like having it. I think as it is, I think of like just being able to get something done every single day like that. And staying organized. Writing your goals, having your goals at the top of your mind every single day.
Yeah.
Instead of like, no, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, yeah. I'm just saying I gotta get a little better at tracking like my micro goals, because I feel like sometimes just me myself, with my personal calendar, sometimes I write goals that have like multiple parts in them, and then you're like, darn, like I didn't finish that, but it's just that you haven't tracked like the small parts that create the bigger goal, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that could definitely help. I gotta test that out a little better.
Okay. And again, that's something that we're going to be working on over the break. I want to hop on like a Zoom with everyone during the break just to get like a catch up. Like Carlos, Tiffany, like we'll be hopping on a Zoom during the break. We got to schedule it out so that we can, obviously catch up, make sure that all our goals are being hit on a weekly basis, and we're on track.
Nice.
All right, so gold actually is making that lower high over here. And we're tapping into this previous support over here. Again, we have PCE, which is what all the banks and institutions have been waiting for all week. So we'll see. Let's see what they're expecting. We're expecting something kind of surprising to me, at least. Yeah, they're expecting the same inflation numbers right over here, actually, which isn't that surprising. Just because like some energy has come down. I don't know if some of you have noticed some gas prices have come down a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see how that comes out. We got Canadian GDP coming out as well. Unemployment coming out today. 8:30. University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation. Let's go, GJ. This might be perfect. Because if we come form a support right down here, it's easily 15 pips right there. And then like 25 to 153,700. Wow. Cat, would you look at that? Every time. No top wick, pass the high right away, and then we reject. It's like clockwork. So is there anything anybody wants to go over today? Nothing?
Not in particular for me personally. I just have a quick question about this GJ move.
Sure.
When we looked at the 5-minute, there was definitely like no way we could have gotten in earlier. Like, I mean, I just see like there's not really any wicks in that bullish move. I would have, I can annotate really quickly. I feel like maybe if this one would have had like a wick and this one too, that maybe
Yeah, okay.
that could have been a move.
Yeah.
But otherwise, can we say that there was no earlier move that we could have potentially gotten in on?
I mean, there's no earlier, for us at least, you know, on the live stream. This is right where we were coming to the live market. So we were holding support over here. It looked like we were starting to break down over here, right? And then this candle, this 15-minute candle, just started pushing up from support, right? So 645, we just had some crazy volume somehow just push us all the way up this way. That's why the only entry really would have been on the 1 minute if you were expecting something like that. And that's just something you're gonna have to back test. But you ended up having this resistance right over here break and close above with a higher low 5-minute strong candle right here. This candle rejected that level. This candle created a bottom wick and passed the high of that level right there. Plus, you're above both EMAs. So now you can expect price to maybe come up to this resistance over here to tap 440 again.
So more than anything, we can probably just say this is one of those days probably that we should just try not to get FOMO.
Yeah, no, 100%. Today, again, like today is a Friday and it's December 23rd. Christmas is in 2 days. Christmas Eve is tomorrow. You know, most investors are out. Like, honestly, the moves we've been getting here during London right now on GJ did not really happen last year. It was kind of funky, kind of a funky market a little bit, right? You're not getting the moves that you normally get. That's why I was content sitting out, right? A lot of people sit out during November and kind of just watch the markets or go on vacation, stuff like that. That's what you guys will be able to do next year.
Right.
Like I want your feet on the pedal so much next year. It's not even funny. I'm not going to be putting like crazy pressure on you. Like obviously we're all adults, but at the same time, like I just want the most for you guys. And if you know, and I don't believe this to be true for any of you, but if I believe in you guys more than you do, there's an issue. All right, you guys have got to believe in yourselves wholeheartedly that you're gonna hit whatever goal you have for next year this time, no matter what. Like there is no other option. You put your back against the wall and act like you're broke or act like you know you need to learn everything right now. You immediately start cutting out distractions. You start getting more and more confident because you're back testing every single day as soon as you can, as much as you can. That's where I want you guys to be. So we're making our move right down. We're looking for a support to form. This is nice. This might be a perfect move. What could we be getting now? Like we've been making these higher lows and higher highs. Now we're kind of at this point right over here that we were at where we started to consolidate to tap into this trend line and then continue up. So could we on GJ at some point stall out? I'm not saying it is right now, but could we end up coming right back down into this area, maybe consolidating or coming right back down, breaking support, continuing into here to hold support right in this key area right here, and then continue right back up. Or something like that. Or we end up consolidating in here. Then we push down, fake out, and then we continue right back up. Probably should have done different colors there. All right, it's the 5-minute holding support right over here. It's going to close in 2 minutes, so we'll see how that works out. I'd rather get a deeper pullback, but we'll see. You guys are quiet today.
So far in these circumstances, we would potentially be looking to enter in the 5-minute, right? Like that's kind of what's happening.
Possibly. Let's see how we close right over here.
Right.
Let's see. See, in the 1 minute, this is our previous support over here that we're tapping into, previous resistance now too. We tried tapping into that area and we rejected. But now we're starting to turn a little bit. Let's see if we close above this level. If we do, that'll be interesting. All right, we closed above. It's a nice bullish candle on the 5-minute. Let's see if we create like a bottom wick over here. Here other time frames. The 4 hour. 4 hours have been pushing up. We still got time to go in the 4 hour. Oh wow, look at this. The 1 hour closed with no top wick over here, and then we passed the high right away. And now we're starting to retrace a little bit. So now are we forming our bottom wick, or was that our top wick? And now we're retesting this area to continue right back down to the support to get a better entry. There we go. There we go. That's what we want. I didn't want to grab this move. I would have if we saw it, if we got the setup, but there's not enough range right there, and we're so overextended. I'd rather wait for the deeper pullback to get the volume going, and then 8:15, 8:30, we get this move going right back up to resistance.
So that doji in the 4 hour, was it? It was a doji in the 4 hour, right?
No, on the 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of like also an indication to maybe it's not going to happen.
Yeah, like look how overextended the 1 hour is.
Right. No,
I'm not trying to call tops here and saying like this is the top, we're gonna come all the way back down, but this is where you start to like realize that we're gonna start turning around over here a little bit. Like we're starting to lose that momentum, and now, you know, maybe we're gonna turn around for a second. But this gets me worried for like buys coming back up. Like, are we gonna be able to do that? You know. for rejecting this area. The 15-minute is creating its top wick to then flip bearish and come down here, I think. Let's see. You guys have New Year's plans?
Man, I'm probably just kicking it with family, bro. Like
There
just
you
hanging
go.
out with family, really. Maybe. I don't know.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. How about you?
For New Year's, I'm not sure. Obviously every year is different. I'm not sure what we're doing.
Yeah, it's just it's up in the air right now.
Yeah. I feel like everyone's become such homebodies after COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. I gained some cabin fever for sure.
So what fever?
Cabin fever.
Yeah,
You just
yeah,
like you don't want to leave your house, kind
yeah,
of.
100%.
Me too.
Yeah, supposedly we have some Omicron optimism, which I want to see. Wow. $94 trillion world economy. Global GDP over here. You all know what GDP is, right?
Nah, bro, I don't.
Yeah. So it's gross domestic product. How much product is that country consuming? And how much is it producing as well? Let's see. Is there like a definition in here for you? So it's like the math equation for how much is that country churning out, and it looks like we have the highest GDP over here, which is good. The finance, insurance, and real estate industry contributes roughly to 4.7 trillion. Now, the way they do it is interesting too, and I think most countries run on this formula, but it's let's see, how do I put this? They're not counting each transaction because somebody, like, if you're making wool, you got to sell somebody the products to make the wool, each of those products to make the wool to contribute to an output of this amount of wool going out. I don't know why I use wool, it's so random, but um there's multiple transactions that go into finally selling it to the customer. It goes from the first manufacturer of whatever the material is to something else, to then the manufacturer actually making it, to then selling it to something else, and then to selling it to like a wholesaler, the wholesaler selling it to other people. Like, there's multiple transactions in that one transaction to get the product from the producer to the consumer, right? So there's they try to cut all that out. They try to cut the fat out of all those transactions. There's not that much output going into one thing. It's the amount of output that it's sold for, the amount of value it brings to the marketplace. That's what the GDP is. Let's go back to GJ. All right, cool. We're holding the support over here on GJ so far. BRB. Sounds a good cat. All right, we're holding support over here, and we get that 8 o'clock volume. All right, we're passing the high up here. 8:43. Let's see how this 15-minute closes. If we start to get some volume pushing, like past these wicks and continuing up, I think that's where I'm going to enter an impulse entry with my stop loss below here. Below the current 15-minute. Let's see. So I entered somewhere up there. Anticipating a push up. Is anybody else on this? Kind of happened quick.
I'm not. I'm just chilling.
Okay. Tiffany, did you take this?
No, I'm not trading.
Okay.
I looked at it though. I do have my my trade marked up as if it will be one that I'll take,
Okay.
but I'm not in the markets now.
Cool. All right. So that was a nice engulfing 15-minute candle. Because in this one, push up, maybe create a small bottom wick and then push up right away. Let's go. It's a strong support on GJ. See if we can continue up. All right. Four. Get that ready. All right. So being that I just took this on the just don't want the 5-minute to reject this area. I want us to keep pushing up. This is a strong 15-minute candle. What am I doing? My target is up here. You should still be good. Just want to see how this 5-minute closes. Depending on how the 5-minute closes, we're probably gonna close something off. All right, I'm taking half off. You know, hold that support. What I'm looking at over here is a retest of this area. And that's to hold support because we keep projecting this right here. All right, we got that bullish close. Rejected this area over here. I lowered my risk on this too, by the way. Just that's why I'm able to hold on to this a little bit with a wider stop. I'm gonna stop all the way down here. Took half off with us coming back up here. Because if you look at the 5-minute, we just rejected the 5-minute over here. We came down, we held support over here, but once we came back into this area, I just wanted to grab, secure some of it. While we were still in profit. Everyone following along so far?
Yeah, you think that candle is gonna fill up that wick or no?
I don't know, only because we rejected on the 5-minute. This was a resistance right here.
Oh, okay.
Right here. We ended up passing the high up here and then coming back down to the resistance and then coming all the way back down into this area and then flipping back up again. So this is a little tricky. All right, so now that we're reacting to that area again, I'm just going to close the full thing. So if you look at this right now, so I get a little bit out of that, but nothing. There's barely anything. So the 5-minute ended up passing up here, right? Closing at this resistance. This candle passed the high on the 15-minute. It looked nice. We were passing the high. It looked like we were continuing right back up. And then we ended up rejecting this area, 153,600, right? Rejected it, came all the way down into this area, and then rejected this previous area over here, right? Closing the way it did. And right over here, we ended up rejecting this area. If we held support right here and started to continue up to retest this high and continue up, obviously I'd still be in. But now that we came up to 600 right up here, we closed a candle like this with a bottom wick like that. We ended up filling that wick, rejecting that area and continuing down. That's where I closed. You know, when we started reacting to 600 again, that's where I closed the full thing. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Good stuff. Yeah, this is getting a little crazy. Gold is kind of ranging, waiting for PCE. I think GJ is probably going to range in here. As you can see on the, we can put this at 600. That at 500. Yeah, so we're sitting in this range. Let me be right back, guys. All right. That's a good close. Hey, Tiff, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. How are you making that with the course?
I think got like 40% through.
Okay. You're saying you got through 40% or you got 40% left?
No, I got through 40%.
Okay, cool. A lot of that percentage is backtesting sessions, which you don't have to go through before our first Zoom. So so whenever you get through Here, actually, let me bring it up. Of course. All right. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, cool. So once you get
No, I
through
can't see
this,
anything.
you
What are
can't
you showing?
you can't see the course.
No,
You can't see the screen right here.
no.
Carlos, can you see this?
Yeah.
So Tiff, you can't see what's on my screen.
No. Maybe
That's-
because I'm looking at it through my phone. I'm not seeing it.
What do you see? A black screen?
I had to. I'm sorry. I got you. I was on the wrong screen.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
I had
so,
to swipe over.
so you
My
do
fault.
see this?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, awesome. So obviously you're gonna go through the welcome, the mental foundation part. Now some of this stuff you don't really have to go through the Forex basics. This is if you just haven't traded at all, but it does give you a good insight into like how I look at the market. Also the basics of Forex with Sharma over here. Technical analysis, keys to success in trading. Once you get to this stuff, like obviously watch this on your own time, all these backtesting sessions, but you know, just get through all this stuff first. Keys to success in trading. Once you finish that, then we can hop on the Zoom.
Okay, great.
Sound good?
Yeah, I'm not too far from there.
Awesome. So now we keep rejecting 1600 over here. We need some kind of a close above. It's 8 o'clock right now. See, we keep rejecting this area. This is where the lower time frames come in. Right. See all these rejections here? This is what keeps you out. Because we could always come up right here to reject again. And then, you know, that would be our top wick on the 15 minutes to continue right back down. But the 30-minute was a strong close with a wick to fill. This candle has no bottom wick. See, like how this pair has been moving this month is not typically how it moves. I mean, we're getting some moves, but it's typically not how it normally moves. Like seriously? There's like no entries here. Nothing that aligns with my strategy has been kind of presenting itself. Gold still holding support over here. Still holding that support on the 4-hour, rejecting. We ended up closing bearish right here. Waiting for PCE.
What time that comes out?
8:30.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Yeah, I want a big year out of you, Carlos.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to next year. I'm excited to like just start a fresh year, like just with serious training and just trading on itself.
You looking to do anything with the podcast next year?
Uh just keep it going, just keep posting and spreading some positivity and some awareness,
Cool.
Just-
Have
yeah.
you shot any like episodes?
Oh nah, bro, not since the year was ending and stuff. I just keep posting on Instagram.
Okay.
But yeah, next year I'm gonna start doing all that for sure.
Hey, you should start planning. I'll help you out with it, but you should start planning it out and definitely pushing for like a certain amount of episodes a week. Something like that.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
So we rejected this area over here on DJ once more. We keep rejecting 1600 right here. We just rejected 650 over here as well. You know what? I'll write this down. Trading. The DJ got me this morning. To make it all good. Oh, good cat. Tiffany, have you grabbed anything this morning?
Say it again. What's your question?
Have you grabbed anything this morning?
No.
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I feel this over, this rush to want to take a trade today, being that it's the last day of the year. Like I can feel that, and I could definitely feel why other people get that as well. Hold on one second. All right, so we got that hard rejection over here again on the 1 minute. So it shows we've reached our heights over here on GJ, I think. We're going to reject this 600 level again on the 15 minute. That's what it's looking like. We could be coming down. Not that that's a definite, but it just looks like we're starting to stall out over here. See how big these candles are? And see how small these 1 hour candles are starting to get? This 1 hour candle doesn't even have a bottom wick. A lot of times this just drops. You guys done with your Christmas shopping? All right, Cat's back. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm done, man. Everybody got gift cards this year.
All right, did they?
Everybody got gift cards.
Now, why'd you do gift cards?
Just not really. I don't know. I'm just not really into the spirits, but I also don't want to be a Grinch. So
Yeah, it's funny. I grew up my best friend being Irish, and his family, his grandparents had 10 kids. So, his mom had 9 siblings. So it's a huge family. And the dad, who's not on the mom's side is the one with the big family. His dad was the one that would always give everyone a $25 gift card to the movies. Like everyone. Like he would buy like I don't know, 50 of them and just give them out. And one year I ended up doing that. And I regretted it because I was just like, I feel like I'm not putting any effort into it. Where like the whole point of Christmas is to like understand what these people are into and what you could give to them that would kind of provoke a reaction from. You know what I'm saying? So after doing that one year, I was just like, you know what? I can't do that. That's it's so boring.
yeah, that's how I feel. Like I was like, man, like yeah, it's like it has no thought or meaning to it.
Yeah.
So I was just like, well, it's
Like,
just I was like, man, I'm gonna just do it this year because like a lot of my shoulders. But you're definitely right because last year I gave everybody what they had on their Christmas list, and it's that reaction. It's like
yeah, yeah. I was like, oh my God, that's awesome. They open a gift card. It's like, oh, thanks. Like,
yeah.
for example, we Meg and I went to Barnes and Noble last night to get a couple gifts, and she's like, yeah, I'm just gonna get a gift card to Barnes and Noble for my uncle. I was like, get him something that he likes. Like, all right, what does he like? He makes like sick pies. Like every Thanksgiving, he brings like a crazy pie. He's really good at it. Also likes to cook as well. So I was like, get him a sick cookbook or like, but we ended up buying him like the book of pie. Like it's like this huge book of like all these different pie recipes and shit like that. And she's like, that's a good idea. Like why didn't I think of that? I'm like, you don't wanna half-ass it. It's stupid because you don't want people half-assing you. Like when people just send me money, when I was a kid, I liked it, but now it's just like, all right, you're not. What's the point of that? You're just paying me for your present.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know. Yeah, like also like for your birthday, ask for money. For Christmas is about like exchanging gifts. So I don't like to ask for money on Christmas. Let's see. Do we have any Hey Kat, you there? No, not yet. All right, we're starting to see this rejection up here. 15-minute ended up closing above that resistance, but we're rejecting over here and passing the low of that 15. So now we're getting into that area. Do you guys have Teachable on your phone? Tiffany, do you have it on your phone? No.
Yeah, I got the app on my phone.
Okay, good shit. Yeah, it's a lot easier to watch the course and go through all that stuff with it on your phone as like an app. Oh my god. Oh man.
Yeah, I think this is gonna go all the way down.
What, GJ?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I was saying before too is that like I could see us coming right back down into this area, maybe tapping into the this EMA over here. But at some point we're gonna have to like tire out, right? You know, we're just pushing up over here. How overextended is this whole move in the higher time frames? But at the same time, like you can always just draw this channel. Actually, if you like doing that like perfectly. So you can always draw this as a channel. And now we're at the resistance of that channel, right? So now here's where you start getting a little exhausted up here in this area. You start breaking certain supports, and you could take a scalp or maybe an intraday trade right back down to this level down here to hold support and then continue right back up. Does that make sense? But you know, we're still bullish. So there's no like thinking that price is going to come down here. Yeah, that's something that we're planning out, but price still hasn't even broken this support yet. The first support that we need to break. So you got to stay ahead of this. Can't be calling sells up here. Now, if there's an opportunity on these lower time frames for you to take some kind of a sell, 15-minute closing below that area, we still have yet to clear below this support right here. We need to break below there, but this is our next support that if we close below, we could possibly grab and move down. A lot of people will try to call sells from up here while we're right here, putting your stop loss up here and taking the sell without any kind of confirmation, just thinking that price is going to happen. This could very well play out. That could very well play out. But again, always looking at probabilities in the market and always thinking, what are the chances that this is going to happen? Or is this a better likelihood of something happening? Right. So most of the time, this is going to fail if you just take a sell from here. Most of the time, you're just going to get stopped out. And big banks know that. Big banks know that people are trying to sell from up here. They'll grab liquidity real quick, and then they'll come down. Hold on.
Morning, everybody.
Oh shit! I was muted.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, buddy. How are you?
Doing well.
Waiting for PCE, huh?
Yeah, trying to get these AirPods on. Okay. Yeah. Good morning. What's up, everybody?
Let's see how we do with PCE over here. So yeah, again, we're expecting the same numbers. Wait, first before we get to that, James, you guys figured that thing out with the diesel?
Yeah, we did. Thankfully, it was premium, but literally no one was working with me. It was just like, all right, I'm just gonna have to do this myself. It's fine.
And they just figured like, all right, we're just gonna we'll just take them all. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Wow.
We found another home for it, but I was about to have to move like 12 trucks in 12 hours. And
Yeah, that would have been fun.
get it done. No, it was gonna be fun. I was gonna do it too. It just was gonna
Love that.
suck.
Love that. So yeah, we're just looking at GJ over here. Let's see.
I was hoping for resistance on the 1 hour to kind of give us an indication of maybe where we go. I'd love for
too.
just a pullback on the 1 hour and a retest of highs. That could be really clean.
I mean the 1 hour, the current 1 hour candle, or no, that's the 4 hour. Yeah, the 1 hour. You're right.
Mhm.
So we've had such strong candles. We had this support. We got the nice, perfect move during London. Like if you grab this right over here, you got this whole move over here. So now these candles are starting to get slower, right? Starting to get weaker. We're at the resistance of this channel as well, right? We've just been pushing up since 149, 500, 600 over here, and now we're at that resistance of the trend. So now you might be able to get that drop. This candle. You got like tweezer tops, I guess you could call them, where these candles match up, the top wicks, and this candle's starting to push below. Now, you can think, again, like I said, you could think that price is going to hold resistance and continue right back down to maybe this support, maybe over here, consolidate a little bit, and then push up. But again, you need to wait for levels to break. You can't just be guessing. So right now, so far, this little level is breaking. Not that that's that big of a deal. We want this level to break right here for successful sells. You want to wait to see what you want instead of just waiting for something, saying you're going to wait for it, and then all of a sudden something comes where you don't exactly get what you wanted, and you just, and end up entering the trade and you lose the trade.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of doing that sometimes. I'll say I'll wait for a setup on the 1 hour, and then the 15 minutes, like, oh, maybe it's going, up or down now. And you're like, all right, I'll just get in now. It's like, no, dude, just wait.
There's got to be that balance of being fluid in the market, but also having that plan and sticking to that plan no matter what. Like that's the main focus. And too many times people get the main focus of making money. Like, oh my God, I could just make money here, instead of like discipline. I want to stick to my discipline, number one, no matter what, in the session. And that's it. Right. If you could do that, you're going to be well on your way to success. It's hard to do though.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing for Christmas, brother?
I will be going to Cookeville, Tennessee, and then to Michigan.
Nice.
Yeah.
How long are you going to Michigan for?
Most of next week. So probably Sunday. Then I'll hunt with her little brother on Monday. And then I'll work from there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll drive back. It's gonna be like an 8-hour drive.
Shit.
Yeah. I just closed a swing I had on USD CAD at break even. I tried to play the daily flipping bearish last night and just had a sell stop in, and it just came back to my entry, so I just closed this whole thing.
It's a new pair you like now, huh?
Yeah, it went like 14 pips in profit, but I didn't secure anything. It's just, it moves pretty slow and methodically, and I like it. It trends pretty well, and it's just, when looking at fundamentals, we already know the American economy, and so I don't know, trying to read fundamentals and combine it with that pair is easier than GJ for me,
Makes sense. Good stuff, man. As long as you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, just managing risk. As long as we do that.
Yes, sir. All right. 8:30 came around. Let's see what we got. So far, we're rejecting right there. Did we get a dud? Durable goods orders is up. So they're starting to build their supply right now for durable goods orders.
On gold, do y'all think if we close below
Wow.
or closed above 1807, you think if this 30-minute can break its own high and flip bullish, we might keep going up?
Yeah, no, 100%, especially because, well, I mean, this candle has no top wick. That's the only thing. And
Yeah,
not
that's
to
true.
mention, like, we have a major resistance here at 1810. I think we might be able to grab this, especially after this fake out over here. And PCE came at 0.5%. Now, that's typically good for gold, being that, like, all right, there's fear in the market because we have inflation, but at the same time, 0.5, an increase of 0.1%, 0.1%, that is going to signal the Fed to taper, right? And with the Fed tapering sooner than later or raising rates sooner than later, that's going to push gold down. So, like, I was saying before to, like, Tiffany and all them before, gold is so wacky when it comes to the price action now, and what it's doing based on the fundamentals. Like, it doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. Like, it should be going down, but at the same time, it should be going up. That's why we're consolidating on the higher time frames. But right now, we are holding this support so far. I mean, this could continue right back up. Honestly, thinking about this right now. TJ still needs to. What's up?
I was going to say it'd be really nice if the 15-minute could close kind of like this weak bearish candle, rejecting, 1807, and then you get the next one to create a bottom wick and break the high.
And this
is the break and retest.
This is also why you go to these lower time frames. We keep rejecting this area on the 5-minute and the 15 and the 30-minute. When you get a candle closing like that, typically we end up getting that fake out, especially with this candle closing with no top wick, this candle passing the high right away and then coming right back down this way. We end up continuing right back down. But we just had news come out, and this is what the banks were waiting for
pushing.
It's pushing right now.
What's your next zone, Steph?
Oh, we actually got a bullish close right here, which I liked. I didn't see that on the 1 minute. What were you saying?
Where's your next resistance at?
My next resistance is 1812. So go to the higher time frames. You got this resistance over here. Previous support. Resistance right here. So price is, I guess, exiting this area over here with the news. Get the reaction to the news. Let's see what we get. Wow, GJ's dumping. Perfect.
I mean, I guess you could have taken a sell on GJ when it broke the previous 1 hour low, but
right here.
The smart thing probably is to wait for it to come down and form support.
Yeah. Well, either form support or maybe, retest on one of these areas to take this down with New York Stock Exchange open.
Like form support.
Yeah.
And then break that support, you're saying? Yeah. I like it.
But again, like I've been saying, like I've been coming to these sessions the past like 2 weeks completely okay with not taking a trade. Like I'm basically done for the year. So a lot of these trades that we've been seeing over here, a lot of them will be getting coming into the new year. But during December, it's like you just want to stick out. You want to relax a little bit, not risk too much. take the right trades, be selective. Yeah, I kind of like this on the 30-minute over here. 30-minute created a top wick, pass the low of that candle. We got this rejection up here. You can put your stop loss up there if you want. Grab the whole move.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. I have to go to work.
All right, Carlos. See you later, buddy.
See you later, Carlos. Merry Christmas, buddy.
All right, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'll see y'all later.
You too, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
For sure.
Yeah, Steph, the reason I'm on today is we all got sent home for COVID.
Oh,
So,
really?
Yeah.
Damn, are people getting it?
No, I think they're just trying to be somewhat smart just
Sure.
right before the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sucks because we have Christmas coming right up and everyone's like working overtime, stuff like that. And now everyone's getting COVID. You can't even spend time with your family.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tough. Who's here? Is Kat here? Tiffany here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Kat's back.
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome.
Three Musketeers over here. And
Yeah.
Steph, our fearless leader.
I'll take it. Yeah.
Are you still using Trader's Domain?
What's up?
Are you still using Trader's Domain?
Yes.
For your broker? Yeah. That's what I was, yeah.
Why are you using them?
Yeah, that's who I was going to use or who I've been using. Yeah, I don't
There you
like
go.
very much in the account, but yeah, I was trying to decide between that and Dominion Markets, but I think I'm just going to stay with Trader's Domain.
Yeah, there's no point in switching over. They're basically the same
The
same broker, and you're getting into both of them for the same exact reasons anyway. Like the trust of the
Right.
broker and also MT5. They both have it. So I'm going to go with the one that's more developed. You know, the one that's been around a little bit longer.
Exactly. Yeah, agreed.
So the 1 hour passed the low of the previous over here. So let's get that. See how the 15-minute closes over here. 5-minute close below this area. Right at this. I mean, it's a 5-minute 50 EMA, so it's not that big of a deal. But that's cool. That's could be where we're rejecting from. We close bearish like this somewhere around here. We retest this area, and then we could possibly take this down. But let's see. So obviously we got Christmas. I want to talk about the schedule for the next couple of days. So we have Christmas Eve tomorrow, Christmas Saturday, Sunday. Obviously you guys are doing stuff with family, all that stuff. And then we officially start our break basically the 27th, right? We're not going to be hopping on for a live session. But that 27th, what I want to do is wake up, get our week started like on the right foot. And we're going to wake up anyway. We're going to start back testing. So that'll be our second back testing session of our little series for the, for our regular back testing session. So we're going to do that. And then Tuesday, I'm thinking we might want to just rip right back into it and just do the whole week. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
What's up?
I was saying nice, yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking we'll do the 27th and the 28th. Monday and Tuesday are going to be, back testing sessions. We'll take off on Wednesday, and then we'll do Thursday, Friday. Just because I want you guys to have like part of that break, like where one of these days you guys could sleep in and enjoy part of it. So Thursday and Friday we'll be back testing once again. Like I'm talking multiple sessions because we'll be on here for like 2.5, 3 hours. So we'll be able to get through multiple sessions. So that'll be great. Thursday and Friday we'll do. Saturday we'll have off. Maybe Sunday we'll get back into it, and then again Monday, Tuesday, take off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, back testing again. You know what am I talking about? It's this week and then this week, right over here. So the 3rd, 4th, and then 6th and 7th. And then we'll do some back testing over this weekend, getting ready for the new year. So the 8th and 9th. And then obviously the 9th, we'll do a Sunday breakdown, getting ready for the year. And then we'll go right into the year. But throughout these 2 weeks, what I'm going to be doing is hopping on Zooms with all of you guys. Like James, we'll schedule a Zoom, Tiffany, Kat, you know, I would love for you two girls to get through the course before we do that. So that we can really get into your trading plan. Tiff, obviously you trade a lot differently than we do a little bit. So get into that and what you've previously learned, stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that.
Tiff, what's different about the way you trade? Or what are your setups?
So I do channels within channels, and I trade with Elliott Wave.
Oh, nice. Okay. I've been looking at Elliott Wave kind of this whole year. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you about that here at the start of next year. You find pretty good amount of success with Elliott Wave, or more so with the channels?
I do. I just have to get to a point where I trust my analysis and stick with it. So majority of the times what I do is like cut the trade early, even though, you know, everything else is telling me that it's going to point A to point B. I'll cut the trade like halfway there. You know what I mean? So that's something I'm working on.
Tiff, what's your thought process when you go through that? Like, let's say.
I'm sorry, I was getting a call.
Oh, you're good. Are you good now? It's not. So James, what are you working on this over the break for the next year? Like, what's the one thing you want to focus on?
So one thing I've been doing each night, besides going through like my own session or like each New York session that day, is either going back through simulations that we've done on Soft4fx, either us or in market fluidity. And then I've been kind of, you did this, I know, but going back through streams from kind of the summertime mostly, Raja streams, and just watching them, kind of taking notes.
Yeah.
And going through my trades really from the last 2 months and just trying to see what works consistently and what doesn't. Well, we're breaking 13 or 360 on GJ now.
Yeah, I'm looking for this 15-minute close. I want to see what this does.
But yeah, so it's really just trying to think about what my trading plan is going to be for this next year. What I'm thinking.
So
I realized
a new trading plan.
No, just a smaller trading plan. The one I made in March last year had like 3 different setups, and really I'm only going to have one with maybe a second impulse entry setup, maybe. Okay. It's just my win rate on impulse entries is pretty much 50-50.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I don't really see a reason why I shouldn't, at least for the first quarter or 2 quarters, only trade the retest of highs and lows, the kind of continuation trades that we all like.
Well, I think,
and just see how that goes.
Well, this is why you send trades into the group Trello, and this is great because this is what you're getting. So from what I've noticed, a lot of your trades, a lot of your impulse trades have been buying at the high or selling at the low.
Exactly.
You know, so
it's like
that's an easy fix, which is good.
It's because I've seen multiple times, like we're in an uptrend, price creates a weak resistance, bottom wick breaks the high and continues to make a new high. Like that's worked for me before, but it's when I am trading. It's the stop loss matters guy. That's who I was trying to tell you about the other day, and he does this, but it's not, the win rate for me is not the same.
Okay.
Like you have a bullish candle, like we're in an uptrend, bullish candle, price creates a bottom wick and starts to break the high of that previous bullish candle, that's where I get a little iffy, and it's like, yeah, you really are buying highs. If price creates a weak resistance and we break the resistance, those impulse trades have a higher probability of working out for me than if the previous candle is bullish and I try to take a continuation trade, unless it's on the 4-hour or daily and you're breaking the previous daily low.
You talking about something like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so
Yep.
this is the one you're not seeing success with.
No, like if I try to do that on the 15-minute or the 30-minute, no. If I see that on the 4-hour or the daily, much higher success rate. But
Of course. Yeah, it's everything
isn't
like that.
as exactly. But that isn't. I'm usually asleep because that usually happens during London session, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to do last night with USD CAD, was play that idea of, okay, what if I had a sell stop below the last daily candle low and the current daily candle that was making its top wick, and it worked. I mean, it came back to my entry, but the idea worked. It just went 10, because USD CAD's slow. It only went 10, 13 pips in profit and then came back to my entry, so I just closed it. That's kind of the idea. I'm going away because to your point, because I'm buying highs, going away from on the smaller time frames that setup. So I think I'm just going to remove that completely, even though I understand the idea. It's just the success rate is not there for me yet. So I'm just gonna, I really just want to start the year really disciplined, just waiting for the one setup that we know has a dadgum 80% success rate, and just one or 2 days a week it's not gonna hit, but the rest of the days it's going to, and just being real patient.
That's really what it's about. It's just like picking the trade, especially when you're struggling or when you're first getting into trading, picking the trades that you're like 90% sure are going to play out. You're like, I've seen this so many times, like it's almost automatic. I'm not going to risk my whole account on it, but like I know this is going to play out. And if it doesn't, that's okay. But I know the probabilities are there for me. And that's the mindset that you want to have. One thing I did want to mention before that I almost forgot was that, like, don't get discouraged, especially like this week. All the moves have been happening during London. Don't get discouraged by that. There's a lot of people on Instagram that'll reach out to me based on something like that happening. And they're like, I'm done trading GJ. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like next week, we're going to, it could be next week. It could be next month where the tide starts to turn and New York gets all the moves and London doesn't get anything. Or Asian gets all the moves, New York and London doesn't get anything, which is rare. But you don't want to just quit on your pair. Like, just keep learning, keep understanding, see how you could have caught those moves. Don't get discouraged or get any FOMO because you're missing moves during London. If you could have set that move, or if you could have set that, what's it called? That trade during Asian for a swing to go through London, and you get the setup during Asian, that's a different story. That's maybe what you should be doing. But don't completely switch pairs because your pair hasn't been trading well during or presenting the setups during your session. You're just not going to trade that much that week, and that's okay. Just like you're going to have up weeks and down weeks. Not down weeks, but like, some weeks you're going to be making 8%. Some weeks you're only going to make 2%, right? Some weeks you're going to make 15%. It's just like it's ebbs and flows, and you're trading like your business, which it is a business.
Yeah, that's why I think it's, at least for me, this next year or two, just making sure we have another source of income, just to make sure that just pressure isn't. I want all three of you together, just on a completely different plane by next year. By summer of next year, like the amount of confidence that you guys have, where you've seen your setups over and over and over again, where it's starting to get like tiring. Like I've seen this so many times. That's where you get good. When it starts to get a little bit boring, where it's like, I've seen this every time, I'm just going to enter. That's the confidence I want you guys to have. Not overconfidence where you're risking more or risking way too much, but just confident in your trading, in your strategy, knowing that if you take 10 trades throughout the week, you're going to win 7 or 8. Right. And then you can manage risk on the rest.
Exactly. And you're going to end the week on a positive note. But right now, like, you guys all know you still have work to do, and you got to keep your foot on the pedal until you get to where you want to be comfortably. Like, where you could breathe, and you're just like, you know what? Like, this this is making sense. Tiff, we were talking about that before. Like this is all starting to click for me. So we're starting to turn the corner. And that normally happens. You guys are doing really well now. You spend a lot of time on the charts and everything, but that normally happens when you start to manage risk like really well and cut your losses down even smaller. That's where journaling comes in. How do I cut my risks, or how do I cut my trades down a little bit smaller so I'm not losing as much? You know, how do I analyze that? I'm not going to be able to get to any point of that unless I journal. And also ask yourself this. Let's say you're not journaling right now. I know you guys do. Let's say you're not journaling right now. What if journaling was your next step to get to the next step? It was the next thing you needed to implement to get yourself over the hurdle and into the next stratosphere of trading. You know, it's just ask yourself that. And it's like, damn, you're right. Like, why am I not journaling yet?
Yeah.
Why am I not taking it seriously?
Yeah. Even if it's just for the discipline of doing it.
Yeah.
Like for me, half of it's just like saying I'm going to do it. So I do it. So when we come to the charts and it's like, okay, I'm actually going to wait for this setup. Just helps with discipline and trust in myself.
So some things in life have to be a must. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to get to this, I'm going to get to that. But like some things you just need to make a must. One of those is back testing and another is journaling. Like I need to journal every single trade.
So with gold where it is right now, I don't love being on the 5 minute, but
no, it's the 15.
Would you, I guess for buys, wait for this 15 minute to close, and then for sells, either way, wait for the 15 minute to close, and if we break the low of this current 15 minute, maybe we head back down in the range, but then you're taking a sell through a range, so maybe that's not a good idea. But you could this be considered a fake out because you have that close above with the rejection?
Well, we're
come back down.
Looking at the 4 hour. Where is gold going?
Bullish.
How do you know?
Well, you've got that big liquidity wick at the bottom, kind of rejecting 1803. You've got the previous bullish 4 hour close. So, I mean, and you have a nice wick to fill up to 1814. So I guess 4 hour bias is bullish, daily bullish. Daily, you have that wick to fill.
Well, you were saying this was a liquidity wick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
or just like rejecting 1803. Yeah.
So
that
we're
was
rejecting
my
this
thought.
whole area. Okay. So what about this being a liquidity area?
Okay. That's fair. Yeah.
Like what is 1812, 1810 to you? Do I always think of these numbers on gold as years?
18.
But like look at this area over here with all these wicks.
4 hours especially.
This resistance right here, these candle body closes right here to the left, previous support, previous area over here, right? So looking at that on the daily, all right, the daily is bullish, right? The daily is pretty bullish. We're holding support over here. Finally close above 1800 right here. We've been struggling to break above. Finally close above, but this daily candle has no bottom wick either. Not that matters too much, but now that you get into the 4 hour, now you're starting to get into this resistance that we keep rejecting, right? And this current candle, the reason I asked you that is because the correct answer was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know where we're going based on this 4 hour candle. Like this 4 hour candle passed the low of this support and it passed the high over here. And it rejected 1810 perfectly, right? Same thing with these wicks. And look at the last time we rejected 1810.
Just came on down.
Not that this exact thing is going to happen again. It's just that you don't know where price is going to go. So looking at the 1 hour now, we're holding support. It looks like a healthy support with a wick to fill up here. So we may be able to grab this, right? But again, we keep rejecting this on the 1 hour. How many hours have we rejected? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hours straight. Right? This 30-minute candle in 6 minutes is going to close. Are we going to close back into this range, or are we going to close, rejecting this level, and then all of a sudden we hold support right here? We get a bullish candle closing on a 30-minute somewhere over here. The next candle passes it to fill that wick. Then you have more of a direction because some of these lower time frames, but the higher time frame for confirmation, like 30-minute or the 1 hour, you know that we're closing above that level.
Yeah, that's the other thing for this next year. I definitely have to wait for candle closes because a lot of my trades, like a couple last week, were impulse trades based on price breaking previous wicks, and they basically did not work out.
Don't shy away from impulse entries though. That's one thing I'll say.
Right.
It's just really just continue to journal them, and also look at like your previous journal trades and see like how many times am I buying the high of these impulse entries? Like where can I get these impulse entries a little bit better? Maybe on the higher time frames at a better place. Whatever the case may be, just keep journaling them.
Yeah.
And, you know, you'll
compound
get better.
interest is so nuts. Like if you just take what you're like, if I just took 3% as a goal for per week, because that's kind of what I'm thinking about weekly for me next year, like even just in a year, that's insane. You just make 3% a week on your account.
100%. Yeah, I mean that's the goal right there. If you want, you saw this, right?
Yeah, no, I was reading through that like that day you sent it. That's really good stuff.
Well, I actually edited it, and one of them's for you right here, because I've been noticing it in the group Trello, because Miles does the same thing sometimes where he buys at the high, and you know it looks like a great setup, right? From what he's taken. Same thing with you, but at the same time you're buying the high. So this is something you should ask yourself and check real quick. Just print this out over the break and start backtesting with it. And just go through it really quick. Obviously, you don't have to read through every single one every time, but in the beginning, you should be. In the beginning, you should really be getting used to this thing. But in your mind, like over time, over the next couple of trades, next couple of weeks of using this, you won't have to look at this that much because everything will be like going through your head real quick, trending. Yeah. You're like, it's almost like you memorize this thing and you're just running through it really quickly. And you have all these things checked off. So this will be good for you.
Yeah, even the last one, like, is this emotional or logical? Like,
oh yeah, it's the most important one.
Yeah,
you know, that's
like I've realized, and when I was watching one of the simulations, Roger was saying this too. Is like when I visualize what's going to happen next, that's when I have the most success. Not when it's like, oh man, this looks pretty good. I'm just going to enter this right now and see what happens. It's like when you wait and visualize for something to happen, my success rate is so much higher.
Yeah. Most bad decisions in life also are emotional, right? But the thing is
impulsive.
Yeah. The one thing is that you always want to keep in mind, this is going to help you guys too kick out the emotion, is embracing the fact that emotion is involved in every single decision. Your job is to cut it down as much as possible. It's almost impossible to completely eliminate emotion. And I know I always say that, but it's really impossible. I just do that to set the bar high so that you're eliminating it as much as possible. But it's literally impossible to eliminate any kind of emotion because emotion is going to be involved in everything. So that being said, you just want to make sure you're cutting it down as much as possible. And every single decision that you make throughout life, throughout business, take out the emotion as much as you can. Know that it's there. Know that you got to fight it sometimes, but at the same time, just know that you're on the right track of cutting it down and not letting it get involved with certain decisions.
Yep.
So, DJ's still holding support right over here. I would love to see a nice setup right over here, below here. Yes, we could have taken this up here, and I'm probably going to journal this. On the 30-minute, as we created a top wick past the low of that candle, we could have taken this at 8:30. I'll take that on the chin. That's on me. But at the same time, like December 23rd, tomorrow's Christmas Eve. Like you guys shouldn't be getting that much FOMO from anything. But what's up, Kat? Kat's back.
Hey.
So you were asking when I want you to be done with the course. Listen. We're all adults. I'm not going to give you a date exactly when, I want you guys to be more resourceful and self-sufficient as far as like, I want to finish this as fast as possible to hop on that second Zoom and really get my career going. I want you guys to have that initiative to be doing it. Now, if you want me to give you a date, which would help, You know, that always helps people. It helps me when I have a deadline to hit. I got to hit it. So realistically, I'll ask you, what's fair? What date would you be realistically pushing yourself though to get the course done?
Oh, sorry, one second.
So yeah, we're still holding support right over here. I think this would have been the move, and this would have been a continuation if we get what we're getting. But this could possibly be our move with a clean move to the left. But we'll see.
Would you think about buys if we create support?
Well,
Right.
if we hold support right here, now we're in a range, and we could very well
Mhm.
play this range. But once we tap into here, then it gets a little bit tricky. But yeah, if we hold the support right over here on like the 30-minute or the 1 hour, the only thing is it's, you know, you're playing within this range here, basically on a Friday.
Yeah.
Again, like each session has its move. Luckily for London and Gary, London session had a nice big move. But for us as scalpers, where we're looking to be in a trade anywhere from 10 seconds to 30 minutes, you know, our moves are a nice 30-minute candle, 1 hour candle. And this, I think, was our move. 8:30, you know, perfect volume time for GJ. This was our move right over here. And this is something that you're going to have to go back, journal it, and study it over the break, over and over and over again. Keep going back into your journal and seeing how many times you saw this happen. That's how you build the confidence. The problem is a lot of people don't want to do that, right? That's why a lot of people fail. So if you just embrace all the things that you know most people don't want to do, and that's in your mind, like, I don't feel like doing that right now. Make that alter ego click in your head so that you tell yourself, I have to do this. I know other people aren't doing this. I'm going to do it anyway. Oh, people are starting to wake up and saying hi to me. I was thinking I would be able to finish in about, are you saying like 2 weeks? TO, 2 weeks, but I'd be able to bump it up a notch.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. There I get back from this trip New Year's. I'm like 50%. Okay, so 50% of the whole thing, Kat?
Yeah, I got through pretty quick.
Good shit.
Like the Forex, the basic stuff that I pretty
Okay.
much knew. So I guess I just gotta go like nitty gritty. I was focusing on like the journal aspect of things
Yeah.
and more like mindset stuff, things like that. Now I'm gonna go a little bit more into the rest of it. I'm honestly almost done.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Get just finish the keys to success in trading. Once you're done with that section, then we can hop on that Zoom. Same thing for
Piece
you
of
too.
success. Okay.
Keys to success in trading. It's the last section before the webinars and the back testing sessions.
Okay, yeah, because the webinars were a little bit more lengthy, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna need a bit more time for that.
Yeah, we don't need to hop on the Zoom for that. That's stuff that you could go through. Like I said, download Teachable on your phone. It's an app, just like any other. Like you have Trello as an app. Download that, and instead of going on YouTube and watching pointless videos throughout the day when you're driving or whatever the case may be, just watch a backtesting video. Just watch one of those, you know, and just keep putting your foot on the pedal, thinking like in your mind, you're always broke, having that broke mindset, knowing that you got to get better every single day or else you're not going to be able to pay the bills. Like that, that amount of hunger is what's going to get you to the next level. Anything less, you can't have any kind of patience for. Like
For
you got to
sure.
hold yourself to such a high standard right now because you're in the beginning. And again, there's going to be times when you're making it. You're making great money in the market. You're comfortable. You're starting to get complacent a little bit. You're going to wish you had that challenge again. You're going to wish you could come back and get right back to where you're at right now, where you have that hunger. You have that hunger to succeed every single day and constantly like failing and learning and trying again, constantly failing, learning, trying again, you know? That's the place that you're going to want to be back at down the road. I hear that from everybody. I was talking about this morning. So embrace it right now. Enjoy it. This is life. Having a challenge, constantly trying to pursue it, you know, break that challenge. Don't let that challenge break you and constantly going forward with it. So So yeah, we're gonna have a hell of a year.
Yeah, thank you for the tip on the Teachable app. I had no idea that was the thing. What I
Oh,
had
yeah.
done was like I created it, like I don't know, there's like a way that you can save the page on your phone, so that's what I did.
Cool. Cool.
But this works a lot better.
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
the integration is
So you
smooth.
could track your progress on the app too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I've been replacing any downtime with either reading a book or back testing.
So,
I hadn't done any Xbox or I deleted TikTok. Like
there you go.
done with it all.
No more TikTok, girl,
Same.
huh?
Yeah, right. Oh my god, that was so funny. I hadn't thought about
Yeah, we don't have to talk about
Social
that.
media is addicting. Like I had to
it.
create
It is.
Instagram and just kind of like follow other things that I enjoy, like travel or like longboarding and things like that.
Yeah.
So
the
that like
longboarding.
it's a different kind of like distraction than like on your personal account where like I don't know 500 people or something and you're just like looking at their lives and just kind of scrolling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and
I'm looking at this right now.
Ooh, yeah.
Thinking about what is this? The 5 minute? Yeah. I'm gonna enter a small position here, and then I'll be done for the year after this. Stop loss above the 30 minute.
Which is also the current 1 hour. Yep.
Which I just like the momentum of price continuing down, at least grabbing 10 pips out of this. And again, like Kat, this is where I'll secure most of the position. Once we push that 10 pips, I'll either secure the full thing or 90% of it. That makes sense? Because I know that we could get that retest. But I think the first 5 minutes of the 1 hour, as we already created a top wick, we're passing the low of that candle. We could grab 10 pips out of this.
then you would move it to break even kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%. Because like 90% of the time, you're gonna get stopped at break even right there.
Yeah, it's actually crazy how many of my trades have been stopped at break even the last 2 months. Just like almost all of them.
Yeah,
maybe 1 or 2 that haven't.
But you secure that, right?
Right.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Now there's another, like I wouldn't do that on this trade, but there's opportunities for you to set like another trade, with a wider stop loss. We're at 6 pips right now.
Oh, nice.
$5.6. We just made this push. I don't want to happen. I don't want what happened before to happen again. We took a buy up here. We managed risk like really well. Like didn't even lose anything on it because closed out in profit. But I just didn't like how we were rejecting up here. I'll break that down in a second when this is done. Now my stop loss is about 7 pips away here, about 8 pips away. So I'm going to be securing at 8. This 30-minute candle just opened up too. So I think we can get some more volume pushing down. Where's our next? See, we may be able to come down into this area right here. See, we're just trading levels. We got a clean move to the left here. Being patient.
Did you take this based on the 15 or the 30? Because I see that if you look at it,
the 1 hour.
15, the 1 hour.
Yeah, the 1 hour created top wick in the first 5 minutes. Now, if we just passed the low of that candle, probably wouldn't have entered this. But we created that top wick. See, as long as you stick to your rules, you have probability on your side, and that's all you need. That's all you want. If you take a trade that's like 40%, there's a 40% chance of you winning that trade. You're going to be taking those over the course of many trades. Obviously, the odds aren't going to play out for you. But when you're taking trades at like 70-80% chance that you know are going to play out, then you know you're gonna be doing pretty well over the course of the week, over the course of the month.
Mhm.
Now, exit plan, right? We always have an exit plan. If we come back to my entry right up here, I'll be closing 50.
Mhm.
Seeing the price action on these lower time frames. 5-minute close, a nice strong bearish candle. Drop. Who else is in this?
I'm paper trading it. I'm not
Okay.
in it.
Cat, you in this, Tiff?
No, I don't have my other computer today.
Oh, that's right.
Probably till
This
like
was
Wednesday.
this was kind of the trade I was talking about earlier, Stephanos, that doesn't work out. Like you took it on the 1 hour, right?
You took it
Broke
based
the
on the 1 and
previous-
the 30-minute.
Yeah, broke the previous low of the previous bearish 1 hour candle to continue to make a new low. That's like, I mean, technically we're still buying the low, but our probability is we're gonna go and create a new lower low, right?
Yeah. Like
So that, like, yeah.
this is like typically my take profit. I'm probably gonna be closing this full thing out once we get to a certain level. Hold on, I just wanna look at this price action down here. And this is what this lower time frame is for too. Being that we took an impulse entry right over here, knowing that we could possibly get stopped at a break even over here. If we start to hold support right here and start to break resistance up here, then I'll be able to secure a little bit more instead of closing 50 at entry. Then I'll at least be able to grab some of the profit. Does that make sense? Without trying to micromanage the trade, it's still like you're looking at the scenario. You're looking at the fact that it's basically Friday. We're done for the year. You're looking at the type of entry that we had. We took an impulse entry on the 1 hour as it was breaking the low of the support. We didn't typically close below that support yet. So right now, you want to be very aware of the price action on some of these lower time frames to see like what's going on over here, because you know that there's a high possibility that we're going to get a retest of this area before we continue down. Looks like we got that top wick on the 5-minute. We're flipping bearish, breaking the low of the 5-minute over here. Beautiful. And being that we're over here, I'm at about a 1-to-1 right now. So I'm going to close custom at 7.5 pips. And I'm going to leave my stop loss in its original spot. If we come right back to our entry over here, or if we start turning around in this area, then I'm going to move my stop loss to break even. Right now, it just gives you some sense of comfort with your stop loss still in its original spot. You have some room to breathe. But if we start coming back to the entry, I'll be closing 50 or moving this back to break even. If we start to drop over here and continue right back down, we start to break this support over here, stop's going to break even. You just got to be able to be fluid in the market and always concentrate on capital preservation. See how we're starting to reject this area again? You see how we started to hold a support right here in the 1 minute? Now we got to break that support. And I'm sure we can, and I'm sure we will, because it's only a 1 minute support. You take that like a grain of salt, but nonetheless, it's a support. Like price keeps reacting to 153, 200.
All right, y'all. My boss is gonna call me, so I gotta hop off for a second.
All right, brother.
I'll be back. See y'all.
You ladies following along?
Yeah, I am. I guess I'm just confused about one thing, like entry wise, because I guess usually I would probably like I know you said you entered in the 1 hour, but I would probably look at the 30-minute or the 15-minute and be like, okay, in the 30-minute, it looks like a candle, like that previous bearish candle closed below that support. So I would be like, okay, cool. It looks like it closed below. And then there was a wick, and then there was also a wick up, and then it broke the low of the previous candle. So that's the kind of entry it would have looked like for me there. But then when you go down to the 15-minute, it looks more like an impulse entry.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I'm just getting like this confused, but I don't know which to consider, if that makes sense.
Okay, so this is going to come with, again, intuition and experience, right? So once that starts coming into play, that's where the confidence starts to come. That's where the calmness starts to come as well when it comes to your trading. So you'll be able to tell when certain things are happening. We know we're volume traders, we're scalpers, so we're looking for those high volume times. 8:30, that's a high volume time. Again, like I said before, we should have taken this trade. Would it have been a high risk, high reward trade? Absolutely, because we're taking it inside of this range over here, right? But at the same time, we're rejecting this level up here. We're at a key zone where we have this resistance right up here, right? So we're breaking, or we're holding that resistance right there with this bearish close. The next candle creates its top wick. We know that we're getting volume at 8:30, and then we could pass the low of that candle. We could just obviously retest these lows and continue right back down, right? I've seen this many times where we get that exhaustion. We're at a key level. We're at the resistance of the channel, and then we just drop. If you go back and watch the recording of this, that's exactly what I said. We could just drop from here. I think
Like
we
a
were on
little
the
impulse, right?
we were on the 15 and the 5-minute over here, and price started. We were stalling out. We were holding resistance right here. Then we get the fake out up here. That's where we can end up just dropping from there. And that's exactly what happened. And, I'm going to journal this. I'm going to pay attention to this so that next time we can get those high risk, high reward sells. I just didn't want to take it basically on a Friday before Christmas, trading against the trend like that. But again, this is right down here. You have volume at 9 o'clock. You get good volume at 9 o'clock. So you're going to end up being very comfortable taking this because we already created that top wick on the 30-minute and passed the low of the 30-minute over here. 1 hour looked exactly the same because it was the start of the 9 o'clock candle.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we get volume, and we saw the volume as this candle was flipping and passing the low, we could come right back down into the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's doing a nice move.
What was that?
It's doing a nice move, just like
Yeah.
as you're speaking.
Yep. So now price is breaking this level. What did we say? Once it does, we're going to go to break even.
Okay.
All right. So now we're breaking below this level.
Like how many pips?
I'm at 11.3 pips right now. I'm actually going to close the full thing. So now I'm out. We're at that level. I'm done for the day at 10 pips. Actually, it was 11 pips. And we're good. That was our trade. You grab what you want out of the market, you beat the other side, and then you go home for the day, and that's it. If this drops, that is none of your business. That does not matter. Right? If price just continues without you, it doesn't matter because you're already out of the market. Don't get salty. Don't get, FOMO or anything like that. You just grabbed your piece out of the market. You just beat 95% of people. So, and this move is very overextended anyway. Like at some point, we're going to turn around. And plus, I'm done for the day. Like it's 9:18. We're good. We grabbed our piece of the market and we're good.
Makes sense.
So that's trading.
I guess since you're out now, can I ask you one question about this chart?
By 9:19, I'm done answering questions. Now what's up?
Okay. Here I'll send these two charts on.
Awesome.
Chat.
Yeah, this is what we need to do more of, sending charts during the sessions. This is how you get better. Okay, so what is this? This is GJ on the 4 hour over here, breaking through
Um,
151,500.
yeah, so like that was the markup that I had from 2 days ago before I had the situation with Trello. But I just had a question about the buys. Oh my god, the buys above zone that I have, because I try to mark those two, like the buys above or like the sells below, for I guess more potential swing trades and
Okay.
out of the bigger picture of consolidation. And okay, so I guess looking at the first chart I sent you, which was the 4 hour, when I had marked that, I guess when I mark the buys above and sells below, I usually assume that there might be a proper like retest to then buy above. At least that's more or less how I've kind of understood it when I've seen previous sessions with you and Sharma on YouTube and stuff like that as well. Like that's kind of my understanding. So I'm wondering if perhaps I marked this by a little bit off. Like I had marked the daily resistance here, as you could see. And I'm wondering if maybe this would have been more accurate than this buys above. Because like looking at it, there is kind of like a retest here, but up here, there's nothing. There's no
Yeah.
retest.
Yeah, so a lot of times this will happen where you get that resistance reacting to there, and then you'll form a support somewhere in the range, like a higher low to take this up. Now you're above both EMAs over here, and you see that we're forming a support on whatever EMA this is. So, these things, again, it's not like a strategy of yours, but it's a guide, and you know that
Yeah.
price is above it. It's above the average of whatever amount of days that is. So looking at the lower time frames over here, you see that we're holding support over here. It's very tricky to grab this. I don't know where you would grab this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'll zoom in.
Like I had that zone marked for like several days, like since last week or way before. And then I was thinking maybe I should adjust it. Actually, even when I first drew it, I was just like unsure which zone I guess I should have considered to put that break above kind of indication.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this happened during London too.
Right.
Well,
true.
actually, late Asian session last night. So I'm thinking maybe, we're holding support right down here, right? We get the liquidity grab right down here. This candle creates its bottom wick, and then past the high of that candle, you can set your stop loss down here, anticipating maybe price to break up, but that'd be an ill-advised trade because this is a very significant resistance right here.
So the level I drew, it's technically correct. It's not wrong. And like both this level and this level, like they're both significant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is a psychological number right here, right? And then this is 500 right up here.
500,
So you're sitting right in between those. It's there's not much of a way that you could have grabbed this unless you just hope for the best that we're gonna hold support right down here and continue right back up. Like again, like this was a major resistance that we finally reached to finish the week, right? And it looked like we were reacting to that area, and maybe we would break the support to continue down and consolidate for the rest of the week. But we actually ended up breaking up because now we have this Omicron. We have more data on it, and there's more calm in the market a little bit, right? People are pulling the money out of the safe havens into the risk currencies now. Plus, not to mention, we just increased interest rates for the British pound.
Right.
So, that's what's being priced in right now, and we're just on our way out. We have a nice trending market. Hopefully it doesn't make its way all the way back up during the break. Where we're not trading all the way back up to 158. I doubt that happens, but it'd be interesting if it does.
Right. Cool. Okay. Got it.
You have any other questions?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. What's it called? With that being said, I think we're gonna head off. That's our last session of 2021. That's kind of crazy.
Good stuff.
Not that big of a deal. We're gonna be out together plenty throughout the break. So like I said, guys, enjoy your Christmas. spend time with family, enjoy that time, get that all out of your system, and make sure that we're coming back like next week ready to go. Like we're trying to outwork everybody. There's not much of a competition, I guess, with traders, but at the same time, you're just competing when it comes to the work that you're outputting. So, next week we're going to start the back testing on Monday, same time, like kind of like a live session would be. And we're going to get through a bunch of sessions on there, just going through psychology, going through candle breaks, watching it happen a little bit quicker so that we could get through multiple sessions. But it's going to build your confidence. You guys got to ask questions, add your input. You guys are going to be taking your own trades as well. So it's going to be exciting. So we're also going to be back testing a lot with Sharma's group too, which Kat knows a little bit about. So again, with that being said, guys, have an amazing weekend. Wish all your families the best from me. Obviously, they don't know who I am, but you know what I'm talking about. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on Monday.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Of course. Tiff, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to your daughter, the rest of your families.
Have a great weekend. I think she might have taken a call. I'm not sure.
Maybe. But yeah, you have a great weekend. So Kat, when would you say you get the course finished by?
Well, I should be heading out of here sometime like Monday, and then I'll be on the road, and then I gotta figure out stuff to like make sure I get my COVID test done before going back home to the family. So like those 2 days I'm kind of like unsure of the schedule. Hopefully I can hop into some of the simulations. I would love to. And yeah, so I would say like Wednesday, when's next Wednesday? Oh, okay, the 31st is Friday. So I'm hoping that between like Wednesday and Thursday I can get a good amount done.
Okay.
And just give myself some like several days from then, because I don't want it to hit too far into the first week of January.
Yeah.
That is not in my goals. So
yeah, I want to be able to hop on that Zoom with you before the new year starts. But if you need a couple days after that, after New Year's Eve, obviously, then we'll do that and we'll get right into it.
I'll keep you updated.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you so
All right,
much.
you have a great Christmas. Tiff, are you one more chance? You with us? No? Going once, going twice? I guess not. All right, Kat, I'll see you soon, all right?
See ya. Have a
Merry
great day.
Christmas.
You too. Bye.